We're Liquid Propulsion. We're here on beautiful Bear Lake, Utah on a gorgeous late August day, sitting on an amazingly brand new Montara, newest model year they have, and we're here to talk about the new thruster system that they've employed. We've got several awesome, amazing features for Montara. One being an internally built lithium-ion battery. Rob's my partner. Rob, tell us about the battery.
Yeah, this is such a sweet boat, and we're really excited about the lithium-ion integration that we're doing now with Montara. What's unique about this new thruster system is it's got its own independent lithium-ion battery and charging system that just simply trickle charges off of the boat's electrical system. So, you know, what's common with thrusters is you get out to the lake, you need to operate them in a windy condition or a crowded dock, or you're trying to get on or off the trailer, and you run them for a minute or two and they just start to cut out because you've tapped out the electrical supply on the boat, or you reach a low voltage situation, the thrusters often overheat and become unavailable. And so, you know, we were noticing that in our experience with previous generations of thrusters, and Eric came up with the idea of, let's just stick a battery supply in our system and make that independent so that we can have ample power available for anything in an extended use period without dealing with that lack of resources on the boat that is so common. So by having an independent lithium-ion battery, our system can run for 10 plus minutes continuous before you're going to reach a low voltage event on the boat, which is phenomenal. It gives you plenty of time to dock a boat, to maneuver in and out of a marina, get on or off a trailer, far more than what any typical real world use case would require. Not to mention the battery is continuously charging, you know, while the boat's in operation. So, you know, when I say 10 minutes of continuous use, that would be thruster on non-stop for 10 minutes. But of course, no user's really using it that way. So with the intermittent usage that thrusters typically see on a boat, it's basically perpetual thruster availability. You're never going to reach a low voltage situation where you don't have your thruster available.
And I will say too, and if you happen to watch your voltage meter on your screen, on your helm, your dashboard, you don't see a drop in voltage almost at all. Maybe 1 or 2 tenths of a volt you might see drop off, but all of it's run through the internal battery.
So one of the other features that is new on the boat for this year is multiple motors. And why don't you explain to them what that does for the boat, Eric?
So our concept at Liquid Propulsion has always been, let's use a multiplicity of motors, more than one motor. By doing that, we give the boat owner or the boat manufacturer the ability to optimally place 2 motors on the transom of the boat, which doesn't require a central location. If you have one motor, you really need to be as central to the midline of the boat as possible, and it becomes very difficult with exhaust pipes and surf systems. So having 2 motors, you can space those motors individually as low and as wide or wherever you need to based on the geography of the boat. The other thing having 2 motors does is it gives you a symmetrical turn in both directions. Inherently in most propellers, when you only have one propeller, it is stronger in a forward direction than it is in a reverse direction. So if you have a system that only has one propeller, you're naturally going to get a weak side. And if you've mounted that off center, it's going to exacerbate the weak turn to that one side. So we have symmetrical turning to both sides by having 2 motors. The other thing we've done with Montara is we've created a custom bracketry, which allow the motors to tuck up and away, out of exhaust, out of water flow, which can affect your surf hydrology, and yet still get ample movement without introducing cavitation or air from the surface and causing the motors to be less effective. Last big feature I think we want to offer to Montara, we do offer Montara this year, is the ability to communicate with the thrusters via CAN bus. So a digital signal. Rob, tell us about CAN bus.
Yeah, CAN bus is great. It's essentially the internal communication protocol that all of the new advanced touchscreen systems on these modern boats are utilizing. So now our thruster system can talk to the computer on the boat. They're sending communication signals back and forth. That gives us a whole host of features that we can unlock through the software in the thruster system, but also provides Montara the ability to customize those options and features. One example of that is they've actually adjusted the output of one of our popular options, the dock hold feature, to increase the motor thrust output when the ballast tanks are full on the boat. So it'll move the boat faster in a heavier condition, as opposed to a lighter boat. When the ballast is empty, you don't want to slam it into the dock, so the motor's going to run a little bit softer when the ballast is empty. So little tweaks and adjustments that Montara can utilize through their Jardum system that gives them the ability to really dial in the boat and make it operate the way that it should for this specific platform. It'll also give the ability to see indication messages, communication messages, so that the captain of the boat understands what the thruster's doing, provide feedback if you get into a low voltage situation, assuming you could run it long enough, or if the charger overheats or something happens that your thruster might be temporarily unavailable. Really uncommon scenario, but just in case, now you're getting those communication pop-ups at the helm. You know exactly what's going on, if the thruster is available or not, and so on. Did I miss anything with that you want to add?
No, that was great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Safety protocols also built into those communication features as well. So if we have a situation where maybe the battery is being overcharged, or we have a situation where the battery isn't being charged at all. When I say battery, I mean our internal battery. The driver is very much aware and part of the system.
Yeah.
We can warn the driver that the battery voltage is getting low. You know, maybe you need a pause use or complete what you're trying to do before the battery shuts off for safety purposes. But we are super excited to be part of the Montara family. This is a wonderful boat. The technology in this boat has been outstanding. We have been amazed as we have fun on this boat, and we look forward to a long future with Montara.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited about working with Montara, their dealers, their customers, and if you ever have any questions about your system, give us a call. We're happy to answer them and act as an extension of support for the Montara dealers and the Montara family.
How would they find us?
You can visit us online at liquidpropulsion.com, and we've got support, interface, email, phone number on the website, so whatever you need, come look us up.
In this Montara, we're excited. What we have done is we've allowed our boat manufacturer to create a custom throttle switch with the ability to control the thruster built into the throttle. By simply pushing a button here, we can activate a burst mode, which turns on both motors and gives the boat the most ability to turn quicker. This switch is actually what we call a momentary switch. So the idea here is, as you're parking the boat and you're at slow speeds and you need more finite steering control, you're able to rotate the boat by simply pressing and holding the button, not a latch so it doesn't stay on. It bursts just as long as your fingers are on it. When you're done, you just simply let go. I mean, that is the gist. It is so simple to use, doesn't take long to get used to it, and we think you're going to love it.